94.9 KISS FM. Good morning, everybody. Dennis Bragg settling in with you on a stormy Thursday morning. I'll tell you, I don't know why we saved one of the most robust systems of the spring of the winter until spring. I don't know how that works. We're like, 7 days away from the astronomical end to spring. It's into winter. So it's kind of funny to watch all of this sort of developing as we go along. And this one is a big one. It's hitting very hard this morning. We're going to see peak winds this morning. Our winds have been sustained around, anywhere from 20 to about 30, 35 miles per hour. Some gusts over 40 in some areas of the Mission and Bitterroot valleys down in the Missoula Valley, of course. It's just been gusting all night long. And just when you think it's going to back off, it hits again. It's not nearly as bad as it is over around Great Falls this morning. They're getting gusts up to about 60 miles per hour. Some areas east of Great Falls, out toward Judith Gap and that country, are seeing gusts nearly 70. We're seeing some readings up over Glacier National Park at about 70, and that's where most of those winds are really hitting us at high elevation. In fact, this morning the Weather Service is saying that some of those winds aloft are at hurricane force. So we're kind of lucky we're only getting what we are getting, I suppose. The winds should start tapering off this morning as far as the damaging winds go. This cold front is kind of sagging to the south. We are already getting some power outages this morning. There's a few thousand that are out in the Flathead this morning, especially around West Glacier, down around parts of Flathead Lake, and then out toward Libby this morning. There's some outages there. And then Northwestern Energy dealing with some outages up and around Great Falls, and then also down in the Gallatin this morning. The big feature here is going to be the heavy rain today, but as this whole complex atmospheric situation changes, we're going to see snow levels fall right down to the valley floors, probably 2,000 feet, or even down to the valley floors in spots, especially those higher valleys. And we've got the heavy precipitation rates, of course, which is causing what they call top-down cooling. And so what happens is that's going to mean some more wintry travel conditions, especially kind of 80 miles either side of the I-90 corridor. That's probably the best way to put it. And then because of the rain, one of the things I do want to mention on the roads this morning is the potential for rockfall. Any of those passes where you have, or just climbing like up to Georgetown Lake or Lost Trail Pass, Lolo Pass when you're in the canyon, any of those areas where you have those rock cuts, you really want to watch for rockfall as a result of this, especially with the moderate to heavy rain we're getting. And then as we go ahead, so the snow levels will drop. We could get mixed rain and snow. I'm kind of expecting maybe 2 to 4 inches up the Blackfoot, those kind of things. But even in Missoula and the Bitterroot, there's some potential here for accumulating snow, especially Friday morning, probably Saturday morning. But temperatures are going to stay right on the edge of mild. So sometimes that's even worse because then that'll set off a lot of those snow squalls that we talk about as well. So driving is going to continue to be a challenge. I'm noticing this morning Lookout Pass is better than it was last night. We had, disabled trucks and heavy snow. Highway Patrol, some of the drivers up there reporting the backup at one point was 6 or 7 miles long. It was a mess. But this morning I'm noticing it's kind of improved. Still wintry driving on all the passes this morning, but not quite as bad as it was last night. I would say this, though. If you are going over those passes, please make sure that you're fully equipped. You have your emergency gear on there, some extra food and water and those kinds of things, because you could get stuck on just about any of the passes here as this big storm continues. As we look ahead into Saturday, there is a risk we'll get a little bit of Arctic air coming across the divide. That could give us there's about a 70% chance that'll leak across the divide. So some potential there that could also trigger some intense bands of snow. Some of those snow squalls could set in on the backside of this. So we'll have to see how that works out. The crazy part of this entire weather story is what's going to happen this coming week. We're going to see this massive high-pressure system build out over the west, and there's pretty good potential as a result of this that we could see temperatures way up into the 60s. I wouldn't be surprised to see a few 70s on the map by the end of next week. So typical Montana March dance and turnaround. You think March Madness applies to basketball? No, it applies to Montana weather as well. Stay tuned. More music to come. We'll keep you updated on all the road and weather conditions as we go throughout the morning right here. Daybreak with Dennis. It's 94.9. This is KISS FM.